Hello, welcome to today's coaching session. Before we begin, I would like you to think of and write down 3 things that you are grateful for today. I ask you to do this because getting to a state of gratitude is key for effective goal achievement. Great! So for today, I would like you to create and write down the goal on which you want to focus on and make sure to write this in positive terms. If you haven't already done so, I would like you to include in your goal a positive reason for why you want to achieve your goal. This makes it so that you are very clear about why it is that you want to achieve your goal. Now, I want you to imagine that you have gone forward in time and that you have completed your goal. How does that feel to you? Write that down. In your visualization, what are you seeing that shows that you have completed your goal? What are you doing that shows you've achieved your goal? What are other people doing that shows you've been successful? When do you want to be there? Next week? Next month? Next year? How challenging or exciting is this goal to you? How will you know when you've achieved your goal? Where do you have control or influence in regard to your goal? Great. So what's happening now in your life that tells you you haven't achieved your goal? As well as what's happening, what else is missing from your reality? What's happening now that is good? What have you done so far to improve things? What results have you gotten so far, and how do they compare with what you've hoped to get? What obstacles are in your way that prevent you from moving forward? Great. Let's briefly go back to your goal. Is it still relevant, or do you want to focus more on a certain part or change any of it? Now we have arrived at the fun part. I would like you to write down 5 ideas on what you could do to move yourself just one step forward. It doesn't matter whether they are serious or silly, it is all about idea generation. Great! Now I'm going to ask you a few other questions to help you to create some more solutions. What could you do if money wasn't an issue, if it was unlimited? What if you could devote as much time as you wanted to this one thing? What could you do if you didn't have to answer to anybody and didn't have to live with the consequences? If you went to somebody of authority or an expert, what would they suggest? How can you make it fun? If you secretly knew what you should do first, what would it be? Now choose your favorite option for moving one step forward. Great! Now what's the benefit of you doing this one thing? This is to make sure that you will stick with the option that you choose. By when do you want to have done this one thing that you have chosen? Should anyone else be involved? If so, what do you want them to do, and when will you tell them? Whatever your first step is, can you think of anything that might stop you from doing it? How likely is it to stop you? What will you do to stop it from stopping you? Is there anything else you need to consider before taking this first step? Great! We are now going to wrap this session up with a commitment from you. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how strong is your intention for taking this first step? How strong is your enthusiasm? How strong is your commitment? If you scored an 8 or higher in all of these categories, great, you're ready to move forward. If you scored a 7 or less in any of these categories, what has to happen for you to raise that score? Perhaps perhaps that is where your first step should be. Congratulations for completing this coaching session. May you have great success with moving forward.